comes to content, you get literally over 10 different income streams. I currently have 8 different income streams right now. One of my students just grew 100,000 followers in a span of a week. What you need for growth is those reels, those short form content. My top students literally they post about 2 to 3 times per day for short form content.
I got a video with 30 mil. I got a video with 35. I got a video with 50 mil view video. Yeah. So
I heard the gunshot. It was multiple, and I'm like, yo, what was that, like firework? Like, right? And I look over there.
I had literally just moved to that spot about like 10 minutes prior to that happening, and I told them this would be the last 9 to 5 I ever worked.
So we getting sponsorship. We getting paid like $2,000 for a 30-second post. I remember he had got a sponsorship for like $50,000 for like a few 30-second posts.
I would not have gotten this far so quickly if it was not for my friends and business partners.
What is the ATL money glitch, real quick?
The ATL money glitch, how it works is,
yo, what's going on? It's another episode of the Delete Kings podcast, and we got some kings in the building. I go by the name Delete King A50, and this episode is an extremely special episode that I got for you. One that was highly, highly anticipated. Literally, even as far back as a year ago, I met this guy, and I've been watching his moves ever since. This man is so viral. Millions of subscribers, followers, TikTok, Instagram, all platforms. He's just killing it. And I'm gonna let him introduce himself the right way. Let's go.
Hey, how everyone doing? My name is Sharif. I go by Real Melanin King on all social media platforms. I've been posting content for about 3 years now. Currently have about 5.3 million followers across all my platforms. And grew in a very short amount of time. It's been 2 years, y'all know.
Yeah, man. When I say short amount of time, I mean like 1 minute I'm watching his YouTube channel. We got a couple subscribers. Just a few later, he's sitting on the vet with the gold. That's a platinum. You got the platinum plaque. Yeah. I'm like, how is it? Like, you got the cheat code for this social media just going viral. So that's what we're gonna get in today on this podcast. It's really, y'all gonna hear it exclusive, you know what I'm saying? I told him, let me know if we giving out too much game, but he down for it. So we gonna teach y'all how to go viral as much as we can, and then just sort of get the background, man. Like, I wanna know, how did everything sort of start for you?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, it really started because, I don't know if you know, but I was born in Africa, right? I wasn't born in the U.S., and growing up in Africa was actually really crazy, right? I always talk about this in my master class, which is like the environment out there was actually insane. Like, for starters, I was always catching malaria, right? Just because it was a lot of malaria-infested mosquitoes, right? So I was always getting sick, everything of that sort, and just doing all types of side hustles, man. I was in Africa, like selling birds, snakes, all types of stuff like that, just to make a little bit extra money. Candy, any little bit extra thing, just make a little bit extra money, right? And fast forward, came to the U.S., and then kind of fell in love with content. The old form of content was really like YouTube back in the day, right? So back in the day, everybody was YouTubers doing the YouTube stuff. And my cousin actually told me to start YouTube. He started doing YouTube content when we was in like middle school or like elementary school or something like that. And then I was like, oh, like, you know, I'll be interested in that. But I was like a really shy kid growing up, you know, coming to the U.S. To learn the whole language and everything of that sort. And I picked up the camera eventually in like middle school, started recording some content. But I was embarrassed because I'm like, man, I don't want some of my friends finding out about this. Right. You know, making some cringy videos, right? I was making like some video game content back then, man. So
what age did you move over and have to learn a new language? Like, that's a fresh start for you.
Yeah. I was about 8 years old, right? I came here about 8 years old. I actually turned 9 when I got here. I got here on my 9th birthday. So came here at 8. I knew a bit of English because like in Africa you have to learn English. So the school I was going to, but it's like not proper English, right? And it's like
UK English is going to, right? And talking a lot about the British and everything like that. So I was learning some English in Africa. When I came here, it was vastly different, and I didn't really know all the terminologies and all of that, right? So I had to take like some
extra classes in middle school and elementary school just so I can learn how to speak properly. And then, so that was a little bit of a hassle. And I was getting made fun of because I had an accent, right? I was like, dark skin with an accent.
Even me in middle school. I was born here, my parents are African. It's either in middle school they would even say like I talk like
actually,
a white
I didn't even
boy,
know that, man.
or I just have a thick accent. I just never heard the accent. Even
That's
to
crazy.
this day, some people
I mean, I never heard the accent, but everybody told me I had the accent.
Yeah,
right?
man, so that's funny, man.
I never heard the accent. Yeah. But about middle school, like I said, I got into content because my cousin was telling me, yo, get into content. And then we found out as kids, like, yo, you can make some money posting videos online. I'm like, what? You can make money posting videos? That's actually crazy.
That's
I
wild.
mean, now it's more common, but back then it wasn't really common. And it was like a myth. So nobody knew if it was true or not because the YouTubers didn't really want it to be loud or like exposed, right? So
Right.
they couldn't really talk about it too much or something like that. It was a very different process, right? So I started my YouTube channel. Then I stopped it because I'm like, I didn't want anybody to find out. And then fast forward middle school, I'm like, you know what? Let me pick the camera. I mean, fast forward high school, I'm like, let me pick the camera back up, right?
Remember your first camera was?
My iPhone 6.
Your iPhone 6?
Yeah,
All right,
that was my
no
first camera.
No excuses.
No excuses.
You just picked up the phone and just
No
started
excuses.
recording.
I just picked up the phone and started recording.
That's what's up,
So
man.
literally, I was like, okay, so if I have this iPhone, because I was doing a lot of research, right? I was watching this YouTube like channel called Think Media, right? I still watch them to this day, and it was kind of just giving you YouTube tips, right? So I'm like in high school at this point. About 15 years old. I'm like, you know what? Let me just do the YouTube stuff. At this point, I don't really care, right? So I'm like, I just want to do it as a side hustle. So I picked up the camera, started recording. Like I said, just my iPhone, right? I'll put it against a shoebox, right? Because I didn't have a tripod. So like a shoebox, I'll sit up against it like that or like that, just record myself, right? YouTube, you got to do landscape mode. So I'll just sit up like that and just record it from there.
Remember what your first video was like?
Yeah, actually, my first video was it was a prank I did on my cousins, right? So I forgot what exactly I made them do, but I did a prank on my nephew, it was my nephew and my godbrother. I did a prank on them. Yeah, I did a prank on them to a video game prank. I don't really remember. It was a skit. It wasn't really a prank. It was like a skit type of prank. And I just made them like play around like they was fighting. And then my second video is actually a weed and cocaine prank on my stepmom. I did that with my cousin, took like a bunch of white powder and then some grass or something like that, and then did a prank. That was like my second video. And then
You remember how the views were on the first one?
0 views, man.
Right.
I remember I had got like 5 views, but it was all for me rewatching my own videos.
Oh,
So
yeah,
I just
for
rewatch my videos just because I'm my man.
You ain't get discouraged?
As far as getting discouraged, I mean, definitely, but I did a lot of research that told me it's gonna take a while before I get some growth, right? So I kind of expected that. So I knew I wouldn't be getting growth off bat. So I kind of expected that, right? So I was sending it to a bunch of my friends, but nobody was really watching it, and I was my own view. So the first few videos or the first 10 videos really didn't get any views, maybe like 12 views. And then like I started doing reactions, right? Actually, that was my first like video that kind of blew up. I got like 1,000 views on it. I did a reaction to like them hood vines. I don't know if you remember that back in the day. The
Man,
vines.
man,
Vines.
those were. I remember, that was back in the day. Like,
Yeah.
you remember what year this was? Because Vines, it's
That was
something
like
about
what,
it.
2016?
That was the OG TikTok. Because
Yeah.
it's
Oh
like,
yeah. I mean, it's the same company that made it too.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So Vine low key
Yeah.
made a comeback.
It is. Yeah. It's the same people that made it. Yeah.
Because it's that short term attention span.
Yeah,
oh
exactly.
my goodness.
Exactly.
You were forced to be funny within 6 seconds, yo. So you were just reacting to those vines.
Yeah. It was like a Vine compilation.
Okay.
It was a channel called like Hood Vine or something like that, and they would just make compilations. Most funniest Vine from this person who's on Vine, right? And they would put it all together as a compilation, and then you just watch it. So I just watched it, and I just did some editing in like iMovie or something like that to be able to like put it side by
Anybody
side.
teach you how to edit?
I watched it on YouTube, man. Look, the thing is, I feel like the YouTube University has everything, right?
Right.
So I went on YouTube, I searched up how to record videos, how to edit videos, all of that, and I watched it all on YouTube, and I just practiced it, right?
Damn.
So that was it. And I wanted to screen record what I was watching, so it was kind of complicated. So I had to take like my phone, right? I recorded myself watching it, and then after I was done watching, I took my phone and I just stood right there and just recorded the whole entire thing, right? And then I'll put it by my side, because at first because it's like you're gonna do a side by side video or reaction. Back then you have to like, there was no editing software to just directly do that, so you have to like manually do it in a way, right? Or you have to screen record, and there's no apps to screen record what you was watching. So it was
screen
a whole,
recording before screen recording was an
yeah, right.
actual
So I was
thing.
literally recording it with my phone, and then
place it.
No, like right hand corner of my phone. I mean, of my
with
my
one
screen.
iPhone camera, yo.
Yeah,
That's
iPhone
wild.
6, man. That's what I started on, and then like just kept at it. Like I didn't get any views.
I remember my first video of me, like I made a skit. I did like this little skit. It was like the type of ways people sag.
Right, right. I was doing pranks, man, skits and everything. I was doing anything possible. I'm like, man, I don't know what it is I'm interested in. I just want to blow up. Right. So I just kept trying a bunch of different things until one of them hit. So the reaction was the first thing that hit 1,000 views, but then the first thing that hit a few thousand views was literally the skit that I did, ways that people sag, and then the video started getting like a lot of views. Right, it had got like within the first like week, it had got like 500 views, and that was like a lot for me. Right, I'm like 500. I'm like, whoa, like this is going crazy, and I started actually getting some comments. Right, people's comments and. Then my friends from school, they actually end up seeing some of those videos, right? I think my cousin sent it to a few of them in a group chat. And then they were like, man, that video was so funny. That video was so funny. But in that video, I was cussing in the video too, right? Just to make it a little bit more funnier, right? At this point, I'm like 15.
Right.
So my dad ended up seeing that video, right? And I guess it came up on his YouTube page, whatever the case may be. And then he ended up seeing it. He made me shut down my YouTube channel. Right, because he was like, yo, you can't be talking like this, da 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 da.
Wow.
Exactly. So my YouTube dream was gone right then and there. So I had to stop YouTube, right? I stopped YouTube and went for like months, right? Literally like maybe like 3 months or something like that. I had to stop my YouTube channel. And then eventually I got back into it. I'm like, you know what? I really want to do this. I'm going to sneak and do it anyway, right?
Yeah.
So I literally, because I had got on punishment for doing that, and I got my phone back eventually, and I just started recording it. I'm like, I'm just going to make sure he doesn't find out, right? That's what I'm going to do. I started back with the YouTube and stuff like that, and then I realized all the videos I was testing, I'm like, okay, first of all, since I got in trouble for doing this video, the skit and cussing and all that, I'm just not gonna do videos like that. Right. Well, of course, he didn't know I was doing videos again, right? So I'm like, okay, I see like consistently the videos doing views were the reactions, right? I always say this, when you know content, look at the analytics, right? Look at what's performing the best and double down on that, right? So I realized that at a really young age, I'm like, okay, these reactions are getting views, so let me just keep doing them. I started doing like 3 reactions per day, right? That's literally long form YouTube videos. Every single day, dropping 3 videos, right? And then after doing that for a few more months, right? At this point, we're like 6 months.
3 per day?
Yeah, 3 videos per day.
For months.
Yeah, for months. 3 videos per day.
So I want to talk about that, right? So I've been experimenting with consistency, where I just go on Instagram Live every day, regardless if I feel like it or not, regardless if it's 10 minutes or 20 minutes. So that's a good thing or is the algorithm has changed? Like, what can you talk about consistency and that whole strategy?
So Instagram Live is not really for growth. Instagram Live is for nurturing your audience, right?
Okay.
So if you have like a product that you want to sell to your audience, the best place to do that is Instagram Live, right? Because you get to talk to them, answer these questions. Because sometimes, all it takes from somebody seeing money with you or purchasing with you is just one more question that needs to get answered, right? So when you go on Instagram Live, you can answer it right then and there. If they have any questions, you can bring them on live. So it's not going to grow your account. Staying consistent with that can get your product out there, especially doing like a pre-launch or something like that. So that's really good for that. But as far as growth-wise, that's not going to do you any growth at all. What you need for growth for short form content is those reels, those short form content, right? So that's what you need for growth. And as far as consistency goes, I always recommend, like my top students literally they post about 2 to 3 times per day for short form content, right? 2 to 3 times per day. That is what I recommend for everyone who is trying to grow.
2 to 3 times a day. Which platforms for the 2 to 3 times a day?
That's for any short form content platforms.
So TikTok, Instagram,
YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels.
Damn, I'm sleeping on that.
Yeah, Facebook Reels, man. Facebook Reels is actually insane. So that's what I recommend as far as short form content goes. But even back then with long form content, I'm posting like these 10-minute videos. I'm posting 3 per day, right? Editing them, posting them. I wanted that bad, right? So I really wanted it bad. And I still wasn't getting like no crazy views, but the reaction was still performing better than my regular views. I doubled down on that. And eventually I had a breakthrough. One of my videos, I did with my cousin and my nephew, right? We did back to back. And the video actually ended up getting like 50,000 views, right? And for me, it was actually crazy. I'm like, yo, at this point, I think I'm like 16 this time. And I got a 50K 50K view video. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. It was like during the summertime going into like sophomore year or something. And I was like, that's actually crazy.
I'm so happy.
50K.
Yeah, 50K views.
I feel like, man.
Yeah. And then
I dropped another video, right,
on the same person. It was a dude
doing a diss track, right? Diss tracks start
unpopular. I'm like, okay, if this is already trending. If I do a reaction on that, it's already trending. I'm gonna get those views, right? And I learned about tags, all types of stuff like that, search engine optimization, which we'll get into that later, right? But then my videos kept blowing up. And then
at this point, I had always watched don't monetize your YouTube until you get a lot of people already watching their content. So at this point, I'm like 15, 16. I was able to monetize my YouTube because
boom, I had a video hit 100,000 views within like 200,000 views within the first 30 days.
right, so I monetized my
Remember
account.
what that one was at? That was still about dissing? Or?
Yeah, that one was actually it was a Korean or some type of Asian song reaction.
Wow.
Yeah, the video eventually I'm doing like 600,000 views, something like that. But and that was like literally I remember the exact year it was because that was during the summer. By the time I went back to school sophomore year, somebody
Recognized me from that video, like, yo, I saw you on my YouTube, man. Like, I was like, yo, is that Sharif? And at this point, like, I was really just a lame kid. But now, like
everybody wanted to talk to me because
they saw me on YouTube.
right. So
That was my first bit of fame or whatever case may be, right? And then when I was like at work, because I was working at White Castle, people were recognizing me at work.
right, literally, it was crazy. I started getting recognized. I had like a few thousand subscribers from that one video alone.
So you be the drive dude and like,
Yeah, exactly. It was like usually younger kids, right? Younger kids that recognize me, like elementary schoolers or middle schoolers, something like that. And then I'll always like walk past. I had to go pick up mom daycare kids.
My stepmom had a daycare. I'll go pick up her daycare kids from elementary school. And then the kids, they will recognize me from YouTube.
wow.
Exactly. And I was like,
That's how you know you're
that's
doing
crazy,
something
right?
You know?
So that was my first bit of excitement, you know what I'm saying? Some numbers, seeing some numbers. But then, like, I didn't like the reactions no more because I'm like, I'm doing this because to get views, but I was really bored of doing that. I'm like, man. And I stopped getting paid for that because it was getting copyrighted. So, because like a lot of music. So eventually, now we can transition to the short form, right?
Well, actually, I don't know if you want to go straight into it or
Yeah, go
or-
ahead.
You know what I'm saying? So eventually, I kept doing that on and off until I graduated high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I remember,
Even though I wasn't doing really short form content, I had
actually remembered, I saw on my For You page for TikTok, right? Actually, or was it YouTube? It might have been YouTube. Somebody was saying that, okay, short form content is still relatively new, right? Because now it's blowing up. Everybody like the shorts and all of that, right? The video said, whoever can learn how to master the algorithm will be unstoppable, right? And that really hit. I'm like, no, that's right, because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how good your content is. If it's not go in correlation to the algorithm, it's not getting no views, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna, pin that somewhere in my mind, right? Even though I'm not doing content anymore. So I remember that at this point, I was doing real estate. I had got my real estate license, right? Because I'm like, man, I'm gonna succeed somehow.
So this is like, I'm assuming coming out of high school.
Yeah, this was
right
like
out of
after high school.
Okay, you want to switch it up because you're getting tired and then you're getting copyrighted, and you're like, White Castle ain't good enough. You went and got
Yeah.
your real estate license.
Yeah, I know I'm fast forwarding, right?
That's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, so because the thing is, I'm like, at this point, I had to start learning about credit.
like my senior year of high school, I was starting about credit. So as soon as I turned 18, got my first credit card, I was starting to become more financially literate, right? And I loved it. I was learning about investing. I got into stocks. And then I was like, okay, I'm no longer interested in this type of content. At this point, for YouTube, I'm doing public interviews, I'm doing pranks, I'm doing that. But now I'm like, I like credit, I like finance, I like investing, I like talking about money.
Do you remember your introduction to like credit, finance, anything credit productive? Was it a certain person that inspired you?
100%, right? Shout out to Graham Stephan, right? So that's
Okay.
a YouTuber. He's
Yeah.
inspired a lot of people. Now there's a lot of people who create finance content, right? But back then there was not really a lot of people. So originally I learned from my personal finance class, right? That was the first intro to credit, but they gave us the basics of everything about personal finance, right?
Yeah.
It was just the basics. It was one semester. Then I was so interested because I was like, yo, this helps us in life, right? I recognized it right away. So I started researching, once again, YouTube University, and I found this YouTuber by name of Graham Stephan. I started watching all of his videos, right? I was consuming all of his content, and I learned so much. I instantly went and got my first credit card, and from Chase, because I was banking with Chase, and I was so happy. Got my second credit card, which is from Capital One, and then I was actively learning about finance. I'm like, yo, this is gonna help me in life. This is actually gonna help me in life. And then he had got his real estate license, so he was telling people to get their real estate license. I'm like, okay, cool. As soon as I graduate high school, I'm gonna get my real estate license.
Right. So I graduated and I went and got my real estate license, right? But at the time, I remember actually in Illinois specifically, you couldn't get your license unless you was 21 years old, right? So I'm like, dang, what am I gonna do once I'm 21, right? So then I went and got a warehouse job. Actually, no. I didn't learn that until I went and got a warehouse job. I got a job at working at WeatherTech, right? I quit White Castle, got working at WeatherTech.
I think I used to do it too, low key.
Yeah.
At least temporarily. Yeah, we had the whole line. Yeah, I was stuffing them joints in.
Yeah.
That's actually what I was doing.
Yeah.
When was
man.
this?
It was so long. It was a lifetime ago. Cause man, I think back on when I was in the warehouses, man. I was like, dang, I used to do that. I could scroll all the way back.
Yeah.
To the phone. But when you in the warehouse jobs, they might have your body, but they don't have your mind. You better have your headphones in learning. I was learning. I have my headphones in, podcast, brainwashing myself, trying to stack up my first 10K, whatever I got to do by any means. Just hit 5 figures saved up. That was my goal. And you get those 3 to 6 months of bills and finances so you can chase your dreams for like at least 90 days. That was my whole mentality in the warehouse. We both was in WeatherTech. Shout out to them.
Yeah. WeatherTech was actually crazy. As soon as I got in there, I literally got in there and I told everybody, hey, I want everybody to know that, like everybody I was talking to, I'm not gonna be here for more than 3 years. If I hit my 3-year mark in this job, I've completely failed in life. And I wanted to hold that like some type of accountability for myself, right?
So you was like telling your coworkers this?
Exactly, because I'm like, I did the math. I'm like, okay, if I go 3 years, right, grinding, there's no way I'm not gonna be able to quit my 9 to 5, right? So I give myself a 3 essentially, right? I'm like, if I hit 3 years in here, y'all, I've completely failed in life, right? Because I'm like, I want to achieve success and I want to achieve it young, right? So if I can't achieve it within the next 3 years, I've completely failed, right? So I told everybody that because I'm like, damn, like 3 years, I'm pretty sure I can achieve success by
my 3-year mark, right? So that's I'm like, and no excuses. This will be the last. And I told them this will be the last 9 to 5 I ever worked, right? That's what I said. I'm not quitting the job. This will be the last 9 to 5 I work. So I can't be like, oh, my 3 about to hit, so I'm just go to a different job. I told myself, no, this is the last 9 to 5 I'm gonna work. So boom, there was somebody who was a former real estate agent in there, and he was telling me, he was like, oh no, don't get into real estate. Like it's really hard. And that's when he told me that you have to be 21. And I'm like, dang, like so now like I have to think about everything all over again. I'm like, damn.
I was gonna graduate, get my real estate license, but now I have to wait until I'm 21. So then I looked online and said you had to be 21. But eventually, I think I looked at an old article or something like that, because at that time they actually had changed it to be 18. So in Illinois, you can get it at 18 years old. But I didn't know that. It was like a year from that time or something like that. So back in so that was 2019. I graduated high school. Then 2020 is when I found out, right, from going to like real estate seminars and stuff like that
you can be like, they changed the law to 18 now. So I got my real estate license at 20 years old, right? So as a real estate agent,
you know, I was going around, driving around, exploring property type of stuff like that, and was spending a lot of money in marketing, all types of stuff like that. You know, wasting a lot of money in gas, doing open houses. Nobody was buying, and eventually was getting some closes, but it was not doing me any good at all, because it's like, okay, it's because like anytime you close, like, oh, that's your check until you get your next close, right? So it took me about like a month to get my real estate license. I failed the test like maybe like 2 months. I failed the test like 3 times or something like that, man. Wow. Exactly. I just kept at it. I'm persistent.
Was each class like what, $800, $500?
Yeah, the class about like $500-$600, and then after you get your class, you have to pay for brokerage fees, which is like $3,000.
$3,000, and that per year?
They don't tell you that. Yeah, that's per year. Yeah, that's per year.
Yeah, man. And then on top of that, you're $3,500 in, and then you're paying for marketing too. Like the brokerage giving leads or something, or
nah, they don't give you no leads. I mean, if a lead calls, like, you know, they call it real estate brokerages, they can give it to you, but they might give it to the top people.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how much was the marketing per month then? Like,
I don't even remember. It was nothing crazy because it's all about how much you're spending and what you want to do for marketing. If you want to do
Post mail, you want to do you get flyers, all types of stuff like that. You want to do mailers. It just
do
depends.
they encourage realtors to cold call?
They did. What they encourage really is for you to either do door to door knocking, do open houses, or do actually just reach out to your family members. Right.
that was the best thing. That was the best way to get your first sale, your first close is by literally just reaching out to family members, right? Or like using Facebook or using social media, right?
Damn.
So around this time, I'm like, okay, I don't know how I'm gonna make my first 6 figures, but I'm gonna make it, right? So I
Right.
told myself I had to make it at 21 or by 22, right? So that means 21 is the last year. And the reason being was actually because I remember like it was a YouTuber named DDG. He made his first like meal at like 20.
Yeah,
I'm like,
he had that
he made it exactly the
Yeah,
I8,
the i8,
and that was
yo.
actually my dream car at the time.
Yeah.
because I was watching
I
his
was
content.
subscribed to him too. And there's something about his vlog, shout out to DDG, like something about it was like, it's so chill. I remember one time he was joking about his B-roll, like, yeah, check out my B-roll. He was in the mall. I was like, he's not bothering with the fancy edits.
Yeah.
This is literally day in the life. Yo, check me
That was
out.
it.
And consistency. He
That
might
was it.
post 3 vlogs a day. I'm like,
with 20 ads.
20 ads. That was, yeah, that too. So,
Oh, man.
And then I heard a backstory. I think he said at one point he might have spent his last 40K on that I8, but it was such an investment.
Yeah,
Or
I think I heard something like that
I think
too,
I heard
actually.
something like that where he wasn't scared to get the nice car. He was gonna leverage it for content. And then you also mentioned earlier, a lot of people do that in Atlanta too, right?
The
What was it
ATL
called?
money glitch.
The what called?
The ATL money glitch.
ATL money glitch. All right, we're gonna get back into your story, but since we're on that topic, what is the ATL money glitch real quick?
So essentially, the ATL money glitch, how it works is you work on your credit, right? You get your credit, and then once you got a good, strong credit score, credit profile, you go ahead and you get access to capital to go ahead and get a nice luxury car, right? You can start off with a scat pack, whatever case may be, a nice, decent car. Then you start using that car to go ahead and start creating content on it, right? And then of course, once you get monetized on YouTube, because this is a popular car, everybody wants this car, people watching your good content, everything of that sort, then you start getting monetized through the AdSense, and the money you make from the AdSense will actually go ahead and pay off the car and whatever loan you have on that car as well too, right? So once you start making that money, you don't just pay off the car. What you do is you leverage it. You can trade it in and then drop a down payment to get an even better car. And then that's how the glitch continues, right? So you literally just leverage credit, other people's money, OPM, get a car, then use that car to do videos, make it look nice, and then use that to get even better cars, right? Because the AdSense is gonna pay for itself. You can get sponsorships, then you leverage that to go ahead and upgrade your cars, and then that's how the glitch continues. It's a cycle that never ends.
Amazing. You know, I had that idea too. I went to Bank of America to get my Corvette, but it was like playing games. It was weird. Here's what it was. It was the dealership. They wouldn't write the check to that dealer. The dealership couldn't do business transactions. So I ended up having to go with like Navy Federal. And I was like, okay, it'll end up on my personal. But then in hindsight, how that it forced me to have that high auto loan on my credit. Now I'm ready for the next joint. So I'm glad I was able to do that, and it's reporting on my credit. You always keep your auto loans open for a bare minimum of 4 months, but I heard 6 months is a good spot. And then like you'll be able to graduate to the next joint. My next car after that was the Escalade on like 121. So, but that's on the business side. But now I'm ready to just like either get rid of the vet or sell it to the business or whatever, because I'm ready for some. Those cars also do something to you mentally. They're good for
100%.
networking.
100%.
And also like just elevating you to the next thing. Because imagine getting used to driving a Corvette. And this is just a Corvette. We ain't even gotten to the big joints yet.
Yeah.
But it does something to your mind, but you're just ready for the next thing. What I gotta do, what work I gotta put in to get the Lambo, to get whatever's next, the McLaren. And so I think you had a Camaro or something?
Yeah,
your
I still
first?
got it, yeah.
Oh, you still got the Camaro?
Yeah, I still got it, yeah.
And you got the vet too.
Yeah,
so
man,
you
I got the
leveling
vet.
up that same way. So we're gonna get into the cars. Cool, man. All right, so that's the money glitch right there.
Yep, ATL money glitch.
So you were saying 2 years in the warehouse, 3 years, whatever, 22, you gotta be out. How did you end up getting out?
Yeah, so I wasn't sure exactly how I was gonna get out, but I always believed in myself, And that's the first and foremost, right? I believe I could do it. I just didn't know, like, it was never a matter of if, it was a matter of when, right? So I'm like, okay, I just need to get it now. Like, I know I'm gonna be successful, but I don't be successful late down the line, right? Because I'm like, I have the mindset now. Let me go ahead and grind it out.
So I was doing the real estate, wasn't really going in the favor I wanted to, right? I thought I would make my first 6-figure real estate, but I really didn't, right? And I wouldn't say I really failed at real estate. Well, actually, I would say I failed, right? Because I gave up on it, right? Because, like, I feel like you never fail at something until you give up on it, right? So you don't fail until you give up. I gave up.
Transition to something else, and the other thing ended up working out. So eventually what I ended up doing was going back to the roots, which was, I'm like, man, what skill set do I have, right? What skill set do I have that can I leverage, right? So also at the time, the thing that was wrong is the type of, let's say essentially the type of environment I was surrounding myself with, right? I was surrounding myself with people that was not trying to elevate in life. And I am a true believer of your network is your net worth, right? So the type of environment you are in is gonna make you who you are. So my mindset was, it doesn't matter what type of people I'm surrounding myself with, I can still stand out, or I can become a millionaire around, like, let's say 5 bums.
I can become the 6th millionaire, right? But it's like you have to surround yourself with 5 millionaires, become the 6th.
I want to talk about that as well too. Even I need advice on networking. Honestly, I watch your social media. I pay very close attention on who you associate yourself with, and I'm just like, I need to be closer to people like that. You know what I'm saying? I respect it. I can probably drop names like Best Goat 3,
Yeah.
Dell the Investor. Who's your homie that does the credit?
Elijah.
Elijah. I was like, that's a mastermind right there. So we gonna even get into like how you even, that's what you're saying right now. You got around the right people, right?
Yeah, so that's the funny thing. So I'm about to touch on that. So that one is very key, right? So wait, real quick, what part of Africa are you from?
Nigeria.
Nigerian? Okay, Nigerian. Okay, so you know about the Ghana Fest, right?
I've heard of it.
Okay, so the Ghana Fest, I was like back in like 2020. It was a Ghana Fest, and or maybe like 2021. I went to the Ghana Fest, right? So the Ghana Fest essentially is a convention for a bunch of Africans. They come all around the world. All like, they could be from like literally New York. They all come here to Chicago, and we all meet up and, you know, have fun, eat food and stuff like that. So the Ghana Fest, I actually ended up meeting a friend of mine from high school, right? And the thing was, back in high school, he didn't really have the mentality that I thought he did, essentially, right? Because
Back in high school, he was like, oh, gang, you know, stuff like that. So I'm like, I don't really want to, you know, put myself around that. Or, like, I helped him with YouTube. I helped start YouTube and everything, but I didn't know he was like a serious business person, right?
Right.
Then that's Best Goat.
Okay,
right?
okay.
Yeah, that's Best Goat. So he's like a couple years younger than me. So then, and it was one of my other guys, right, named Ose. So I ended up seeing them at the Ghana Fest, right? When I saw them at the Ghana Fest, I'm like, oh, like, what's up? And then they're like, man, we see you got your real estate license, man. That's amazing. Da da da. You know, and then we got talking about business, right? I'm like, what?
You really interested in business like this? Like, I ain't even know that. I'm like, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I've really just been looking for like-minded individuals. So I'm like, literally, me even trying to me even telling my close friends about credit, like, they was uninterested by that. I'm literally telling yo, apply for this credit card,
right? Do this, do that. That like, you know. So it was like, now we're over here talking about finance. I had never had a conversation about personal finance and business
with anybody up to that point.
I'm like, I was so happy. I'm like, yes, this is what I've been looking for, right? So that was the spark. I'm like, because I always knew, like, on everything, I'm like, yo, if I can find just a few like-minded individuals, we're taking off. We're literally taking off. So not only did I find one, I found 2 people that was on the same wavelength as
the people who want to achieve success and people who actually wanted to put the effort in and took to achieve success. And the thing is, a lot of people want the end goal, but they don't want to put the takes to action to get there. So I found people who actually already took actionable steps and action in order to be able to
get there, right? So they were still working 9 to 5. We were all broke, but it was the mindset, because I know that most important thing is mindset. They had the mindset. So we talked for about business for like an hour or 2, right? And I was so happy. And we was talking about drop shipping. He was telling me about how he had started an e-commerce store, had a little bit of success, da da da. So it was just about the mindset, right? And I knew I found more people that are like-minded as me, right? So I literally right then and there, right hand of God, I'm like, oh, we about to be rich, right?
Because I'm like, this is what I've been looking for, like, on everything. We about to be rich, because I knew it. I'm like, this is the one key thing. So moving fast forward, I Ironically, he actually ended up working at my job, WeatherTech, right? And he actually ended up switching shifts. He switched shifts, right? Even he was night shift, right? So we would see
each other every single day. We got to talk about business every single day. Like, man, what can we do? What can we do? What can we do? So we're literally working in this warehouse together. Like, what can we do? Like, you know what? Everybody's blown up on TikTok. I'm like, bro, I was pretty decent on YouTube. I had like 5K subscribers on YouTube. I'm like, I knew how to grow on YouTube. A lot of people can't even grow 5K on YouTube. I'm like, and people are just getting hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And one of my cousins had like 200K on
TikTok doing like thirst trap stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like just like it was a dude. Then I'm like, yo,
these guys are just blown up with no prior experience, right? Just on TikTok all over. And I asked my cousin, I'm like, yo, how much money do you make from TikTok, right?
He was like, I make 200 a month. I'm like, 200 a month? How are you only making 200 a month? You got 200,000 followers. That don't make no sense. And I have to realize they had a lot of attention. They was making videos and random stuff. I'm like, okay, if you can get attention on a specific product, right, you can make a lot of money from it, right? So I'm like, okay, so
if I'm in a finance niche and I like business, I like talking about stuff like that, then this can really go far, right?
Was this the same cousin that from years ago that told you to start?
Nah, that was a different cousin.
Okay, cool. You got good influence. Got good family, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So, he was doing like a bunch of videos. He had like 200K. Then I'm like, dang, like he got 200K doing nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like just doing a bunch of stuff, random stuff. So I'm like, what if I make dedicated videos to a specific topic and I blow that up, right? And I was confident I could do it. So actually, Best Go was actually a huge help in actually getting everything started, right? Because I kept procrastinating. I'm gonna do a video. So he actually started making this content of January of 2022, right? So he started making some content. He's doing videos, and he was like, yo, let's post. He started doing it. Then I'm like, I'm gonna post. Then one day he pulled up to my house. He's like, yo, you keep saying you're gonna post and you haven't posted yet. I'm not leaving your house today until you post your first video, right? So that's what he told me. Like, I'm not leaving this house until you post the video, right? And the thing for him was because he was posting videos, right? But he was not really growing, right? And I had prior experience because I did YouTube and I grew like a decent amount, which a lot of people can't grow 5K.
Everybody need at least one friend like that.
Yeah,
at
right.
At least one.
Like
that
was what exactly.
It's like, bro. It's like I'd have my homies watch me get an 800 score and a few nice cars, and then just like. I'm like, bro, I've been telling you.
You're right.
Boom.
All right.
So one of my friends, he finally pulled up on me. He asked me to help him with his credit. And then he messed up on his first car, got that cleaned up. So his car is still reporting, but all those late payments, gone. Right now, he's driving his brand new car. That was in a matter of like 1 or 2 months because he finally asked me for my help. And years ago, I helped him with his LLC. So I'm like, bro, please come with me. Like, let's take advantage of this credit the right way. Let's grow together. Like, don't be that friend that just watches your homies like, you know what I'm saying?
There's a lot of guys that's gonna do that. Yeah. But yeah, so Best Go, he was a really good friend because he came to my house. He's like, yeah, I'm not leaving here until you post a video.
Right. So he sat there with me. And I'm like, let's come up with an idea. I'm like, I bet. I'm like, you know what? Because you're doing this is a guy speaking to me. I'm gonna go ahead and do it, right? Boom. I went ahead. I'm like, okay, let me come up with a video idea. I come up with a video idea, a topic, and I'm like, how to get your real estate license. I made a video about how to get your real estate license because I'm like, okay, that's why I got experience.
Yeah, you got
exactly,
experience.
Right? And a lot of people don't even know.
What
right?
you know.
And I learned how to get my real estate license by watching videos on YouTube on how to get a real estate license. I'm like, okay, there's a lot of videos on YouTube that's educational that's not on TikTok. So what if I was to make videos like that was on YouTube, on TikTok?
So videos that people searching up on how to get your real estate license, I do it. And then I start implementing search engine optimization.
Which simply means like when people search up something on YouTube, right, it comes up on a search engine based upon what they have in the description and the title. A lot of people on TikTok, they post a video, have nothing in their captions, right? They don't know anything about search engine optimization. So I use all my YouTube skills into my short form TikTok, simply put. And then I made the video and I dropped the video and the video completely blew up, right? Because I remember I was at work and I looked at my phone like within the next day.
The video got like 400 views, right? I'm like, yo, 400 views?
This like first TikTok?
This is the first TikTok, 400 views. And within like less than 24 hours, I'm like, what? Yo, this stuff is crazy, right? And then the next day I'm at work, I look at the video, like I log into my TikTok, right? I log and I see a bunch of notifications.
Right.
So I'm seeing red all over. It's follow, likes, comments.
The videos are like 5K views. I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, what is this? I was hooked. Right, started dropping content every single day. And then because I had the prior experience, my account started growing, right? And I hit like 1,000 followers, from 0 to 1,000 followers within my first like few days to a week or something like that, right? Then I started making videos about credit. 5 ways to build your credit score, 5 things all 18-year-olds should do right now. Because I'm like, I had a targeted demographic in my mind, which was anybody who just turned 18. I want to give advice on everybody who just turned 18 because there was a device that I had to go all on the internet to search up for that I found really valuable. I'm like, let me just make content about that so it can find that targeted people, right? So boom, I started making videos like that.
And I started talking about side hustles that I get all type of stuff like that.
And then the caption, because they got the TikTok titles and then they got the TikTok caption, so you're making sure they're describing what that TikTok is.
Yeah, so the caption I'm referring to is not the auto caption that's on screen, but it's the description.
The description.
So you literally, SEO, search engine optimization, simply put, is just
Anything you're talking about in the video, kind of curate that inside the description or the caption.
so, and then put them into how-to formats for searchable topics. So it's something that somebody would search up. So instead of instead of putting in a caption, so today I talked about how you can use your credit to get access to capital, right? So how would somebody search that up in a search engine, right? They would
Probably search up how to get business funding,
Right.
How to build your credit score.
Right.
So that's how you put it in your caption, because how they search it up is how they're gonna find you.
Okay.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, if I do that, it makes my content what you call evergreen, because people are always going to search up these topics. So a year from now, this video is still gonna be bringing me views and followers.
especially people are still searching. And
100%.
that was something I recognized that a lot of people did not know about TikTok. So I was wondering, first people to leverage the search engine optimization. So I kept doing that, and I showed Besco exactly what I was doing, right? So now we start getting each other accountability partners, right? So like, I bet if I miss an upload, I have to pay you $25 per upload that I miss, right? So we have to do minimum of 2 videos per day, right? So $25. At this point, we ain't got $25 to lose, you know what I'm saying, consistently. Because it's on a
Daily basis, right? So how much money you losing on a daily basis, right? That's like $50 a day if you don't post, right? For a whole week, and we already broke, right? So we just kept doing that, and I was sharing because I'm like, now
I have the education that I already have prior experience. I showed him what I'm doing and how he can improve his content, what I'm doing, and my account was blowing up.
And I remember I hit my first 1,000 followers. Now we had a competition. Who's gonna hit the first 10,000 followers? I hit my first 10,000 followers. And we're like, okay, who's gonna hit the first 100,000 followers? He hit the first 100,000 followers first. And then we're like, okay, who's gonna hit the first 1,000,000 followers? I hit the first 1,000,000 followers first. Literally just going back and forth. Or who's gonna hit the first 100,000 view video? I hit the first 100,000 view video. Who's gonna hit the first 1,000,000 view video? I hit the first 1,000,000 view video. Who's gonna hit the first 500 million view video?
I
said 500 million. 5 million. That's what I
5
mean.
million.
Yeah.
5 million views.
Yeah, and then we're like, who's gonna hit the first 10 million view video? He hit the first 10 million view video.
Because of the
Who's gonna hit the
momentum.
first- Yeah, exactly. 20 million view video. And then I hit the first 20 million view video.
You got a video with 20
I got a video with 30 million. I got a video with 35 million.
30 million people see your thing.
I got a video with 50 million view video. 50 million views.
Damn.
Yeah. So
I'm
I
telling you, this podcast right here, man, was really anticipated. I was like, bro, this guy right here, I'm lucky to run into him. Like, cause it's like, it is what it is. You gotta respect it. Having the right social circle, check that box. And then not only having the right social circle that you guys both want to see each other win, good communication on a daily basis, and then you're holding each other accountable. All right, man, I'd be nervous to like hold somebody accountable to our mutual goals, but y'all took it dead serious. So I feel like maybe that I should have done that. Hey, anytime you do XYZ or you don't keep your word on this, $25 or
Exactly.
something like that, because
Exactly.
sometimes I have a hard time even like making friends and things of that nature. I'm like too honest and raw, so I be like trying to spare people's feelings or whatever. But how are you able to be real with your homies?
You said, how am I able to be raw with them?
Yeah, be honest, like with your accountability partners, where you're not hurting each other's feelings or whatever. If you have to be strict, what is constructive criticism and all that?
So the thing is, we
understand that we are all trying to elevate and become the best versions of ourselves, right? So it's like, if you do something that I feel like will hurt you in the long run, I'm gonna just let you know. I'm just, try to get
As honest as possible because I will want you to let me know, right? So it's like really, as as cheesy as it may sound, like treat others how you want to be treated, essentially. And we understand that we all want the best for each other.
and we want to grow and elevate. So it's like we don't gatekeep nothing from each other, essentially, right? So it's like even if I want to gatekeep, it's like, oh, like
Man, there's some sauce right here. We don't do that at all, right? It's like something that might give us a little edge, right? Because like we it's friendly competition, right?
Right.
So it's like if I find something, no,
then I let you know, because it's like you are literally restricting yourself by trying to keep something in your mind, right? So it's like if I'm trying to keep something in my mind that I know, and you're trying to keep something in your mind,
like we're always gonna hold each other back, essentially, because it's like if we just put that knowledge together, we can grow that much faster. Because two brains is better than one.
I might know something that you don't know, right? So it's like I just surround myself with people that's trusting, trustworthy, and people that I can leave my raw genuine self around. So it's like it's just the people. If you really can't handle that,
then I don't really, what I'm saying? We really try not to surround ourselves too much with people like that, right? So it's just as simple as like literally look at the people that's around you, right? See if you have common interests, common goals.
and just literally just be honest, right? Be honest with them. Treat them how you want to be treated. That is really that simple, honestly. So we want the best for each other. So it's like when I got some social media hacks, I'm like, yo, I got this crazy stuff. Boom, right? How you do this with this video? And like what we do is we would dissect each other's scripts as well, right? So I'll have a script. I'm like, yo, this is the script I came up with. Let me know what you think. Oh, no. You could have said this better. Like, oh, you're right, man. You can implement that. The video hit like 1 million views in 24 hours, 2 million views in 24 hours. And literally just going back and forth, share. It's like the fastest way to grow is by finding 1 to 2 people that's already on the same mindset as you and sharing ideas, like by far, right? Because literally, like I would not have gotten this far so quickly if it was not for my friends and business partners, right? Because literally we share ideas with each other. I might have a good script, be like, I got a better hook for that video.
I have a better outro. I have a better, oh, this is the new hack. I learned this hack called like the listicle style videos, essentially, right? Where essentially I would say, here are 5 ways to do a certain thing. And then by the end, and I'm like, enter for number 5, check in the comments down below. The reason why I do this is because when somebody go in the comment section, the video's in the background looping over and over again, right? So instead of giving them the last thing, just read it. So while they're reading it, the video's in the background looping. By the time they're done reading it, the video then played 3 times because it's a 30-second video, right? So I just got 3 views from that person. And the algorithm prioritizes rewatches, right? So
that's a gem
boosts you
right
up
there.
even more with more views and more followers, right? And then he implements it with, like, okay, so after you say the hook, right, the first thing you say, the first 3-5 seconds, you always want to add as well too. There's something slight that he added that was a game changer as well too, right? Because the whole algorithm, it prioritized people watching video from point A to point B, right? So watching the video from the beginning to the end, and if they rewatch it, that's a even better boost as well too, right? So to get somebody to watch your video, simply say this keyword: the last one is my favorite, the last one is the best. So he says something like, okay, here are 5 ways to build your credit score, the last one is my favorite, right? And when you get to the last one, and for number 5, check in the comments down below. So we just did a stack on stack on stack. And then that's how he got his first 5 million view video, right? Because I'm like, what did you do? He literally just
Save the best for
right.
last.
I'm like, I heard him say it, but I didn't think that was that crazy.
Yeah.
But it helped him get his first 5 million view video. So what I did my own version of that. Boom, boom, boom. Implemented some stuff and did that as well too. Video went viral within the first 24 hours. Got 1 million views, and I'm like, man. You know what I'm saying? And we always trying to beat each other's records. If I got my first 1 million view video in 24 hours, now he's gonna try to get a 2 million view video in 24 hours. You know?
Right.
Yeah. So it's just like literally friendly competition. In the beginning, when your record gets beat, it just motivates you. Like, dang, like, because it's like I would think that we couldn't ever get our first video. I'm like, man, that would be impossible. He did it. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? If he did it, or if I did it first, like, man, if he did it, I can do it too. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when you don't have that confidence, that person doing it gives you that confidence on top of it as well too, right? Man, if he can do it, somebody I know can do it, I can do it too, right? So it was kind of like that, just going back and forth, sharing ideas. And then at this time, like I said, it was the third person I found, right? But he was in college at the time. Then he ended up dropping out of college, right? One of my guy, Osei. And then he wanted to do fitness content. So then we showed him everything we've done so far to grow our brand with the short form content so quickly. Because we grew 100,000 followers within the first 2 months of starting content, 100,000 followers. And then we helped him. And within his first week of starting, showing him, because at this point we've learned a high income skill set, right? So we showed him within his first week, he grew 20,000 followers.
So to get him to 20,000 followers, you told him exactly what to do.
Exactly.
And he didn't do anything different than what you did. He followed
implemented
your blueprint.
everything we said, our blueprint, into a different niche. We was doing finance and business content. He did it with fitness. And he blew up 20,000 followers within the first week. It was actually crazy, right? So now he grew faster than us within hitting the first 20,000 followers. Why? Because we've learned the mistakes now. We know what works and what doesn't. So we just gave him what works and what didn't work. First week, 20,000 followers, right? So yes, just like that, started monetizing, right? Because once you learn content, it's a high income skill set. It's not no random luck. Oh, I'm just shooting. You know exactly what you're doing. So it's not, oh, I'm just putting out video and hoping they blow up. I know exactly what I'm doing, right? I know exactly what works. I know exactly what doesn't work, right? Like, on a different note, one of my students just grew 100,000 followers in a span of a week, right?
A week? So it's like y'all getting the data points and even getting better and perfecting
Exactly.
with each student.
Right? Because I hope the student get 100,000 followers in a month. I'm like, man, that's amazing.
I'm like, how can I beat that? Help this buddy get 100,000 followers in a week.
That's wild.
Right?
What's the name of that? Do you want to shout out his page so they can go see it?
Let me see. Like Success Finance or something like that. Let me see.
This on TikTok?
No. This one is on Instagram.
Yo, I feel like TikTok is easier
This
than
is.
Instagram to grow. That's wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So 100,000 followers in literally a week. It was actually insane. So why? Because of the fact that we know exactly what to do. We know what works and what doesn't work.
Right? We know how to implement what you need to do, and of course, consistency. So
And he has a product. You recommend that he has something to sell?
yeah, so he does. Yeah, he has something to sell.
Okay.
Yeah, he has a product as well too. Right? I mean, that's how you monetize. That's one of the ways of monetizing. When it comes to content, you get literally over 10 different income streams. I currently have 8 different income streams right now. Right? So it's like
Let's go
you get,
through 'em. Sheesh.
yeah, so you get a lot of different income streams when it comes to content. Right? So yeah, so yes, us just implementing each other, like giving each other video ideas, and then on top of that, we start getting sponsorships, right? So we getting sponsorship, we get paid like $2,000 for a 30-second post, $1,000 for a 30-second post, $3,000, and then what we did was, boom. So I get a sponsorship. So brands are always reaching out to a bunch of different creators. So I get this sponsorship that just paid me $2K. I'm like, hey, bro, I got $2K from them, but I feel like I could have negotiated better. So you probably can get $3K from them. I bet, boom. He get $3K from them. I got this one. I got $5K from them. I think you can get $7K from them. Boom. They pay him $7K, right?
Did they reach out to both of you?
No, they reach out to one or the other, right? That's usually how it is. Cause it's like, think about it, there's hundreds of different companies, right? So they reach out to a bunch of creators, thousands of different companies. They're reaching out to different creators. So if I get one, he gets a different one. Now we trade. I'm like, here's their email, and I'll tell the brand, hey, I have a friend like who does similar content as me, right? Oh, okay, yeah, we looking for more creators. Boom, and now we just swap off.
We swap off email, and we just double our income because of the fact that we're swapping emails back and forth. Right.
And actually, I remember he had got a sponsorship for like $50K, right? $50,000 for like a few 30-second posts. And then I was like, bro.
He got us, wait. Yo, he got a sponsorship for $50K?
Yeah, he got a sponsor for $50K. Right, he got a sponsor for $50K. And we was working with the same brand, right? We was working with the same brand back and forth. And then I'm like, I just locked in $50K with them. I'm like, dang, $50K? Shit, let me see what I can lock in. And then I end up locking in $80K from them, right? Because of the fact that he told me, I'm sure you can negotiate higher. I'm like, oh, they gave you $50K like that? Actually, no, maybe like $60K. I'm like, I know I can get even more than, right? Because it's all about negotiation, right?
I'm just curious. If you don't have to say the brand. I don't know if there's NDAs and stuff.
I can't say the
right?
brand.
So, are you allowed to say the industry? Because it has to do with your niche, right?
Yeah.
So what industry would that be in?
So they teach online education.
Okay.
Yeah, online education with tech.
Okay, for sure.
Yeah, that's what they do. So
Good
it's
enough,
like
good
how to
enough.
like you can work remotely and stuff like that once you go through the program and stuff like that. So yeah, I can't say the name of the brand.
Look at my account, find it.
Oh yeah.
So I secured like 80K with that brand. I see them securing over 100K with that brand. Then they kept acting more deliverables. But it was because like you told me, like, 'cause I was already working with that brand. Like, yeah, just secure 50K for them, right? 50K. I'm like, oh wow. Okay, bet, let me hop on a call with them. Hey, bet, I want 70K. Actually, no, I want 80K. Boom, done. Right. So it was just like that. It was just like that, right? So it was because of the fact that once again we knew like if this person secured this much, because like when we look at the negotiations, right? We like, okay, how fast did they agree to the amount that you gave them? If they agreed to it right away, that means you did not negotiate right? So I'm like, how fast did they agree to it? Like, oh, they said yes right away. He said, and I said yes because like, yo, you told me you give me 50K, you gonna wire it to my account right now? I'm gonna say yes to it. I'm like, okay, bet. Let me get even more. You know, so just literally helping each other out back and forth.
Yeah, because they gonna get a return on their investment. That's why they pretty much know what's going on.
I mean, when it comes to brand deals though, they take that risk because not every brand's gonna get return on investment. But they can't write that off on taxes as a marketing purposes though.
Man, y'all done seriously cracked the algorithm on going viral, getting followers, and everything. How do you spot a person with inauthentic views and followers? Because you've grown organically, like you know what's real, I'm assuming. So it's like if you see somebody trying to grow, but they doing the wrong steps, like what are some red flags that you sort of notice in people trying to grow their account, cut corners and things of that nature?
Honestly, let me say, I don't do people even buy followers anymore? Is that still a thing?
I don't know, but it's just like I feel like it was very popular, especially around
back
like
in the
COVID.
day. Yeah.
And so the algorithm will punish you for that or whatever. If none
Yeah,
of your-
I would say, I mean, easy way is like if the person bought followers, it's kind of hard to say because like, okay, some people can have a lot of followers but get low views because they grew their audience a while ago or they switched their content, right? So it's like typically you can like the best way to tell, at least when it comes to views, is like look at their view to like ratio, right? If they have 1 million views in a video but got like 20 likes, 50 likes, or even 1,000 likes, something like that, it's like that's a vastly different. Like typically, at least for every 1 million views, you get around like 10,000 likes, right? For every 1 million views, you get around like 10,000 likes. So it's like they have like, and that's like low. Like for 1 million views, I typically would get, if it's TikTok or something like that, I gain anywhere from like 50 to 200K likes for 1 million likes. I mean, for 1 million views, right? So, but on the low end, I can't get like 10K for 1 million views. So if somebody got like less than like 5K or like right around 5K, that's probably, fake or something like that. And also, actually, what you can do is also on top of that, I'm not 100% sure about this one, right? But I've seen some people, I'll see the video with like, it would say like, or a picture with like
50,000 likes or 50,000 likes, right? If you click it, you can kind of scroll through because you know how you kind of scroll through the individual people that like the video, right? And try to like the post. It would stop at like 50. If it stopped at 50, yeah, it's like something right. You know what I'm saying? It's like how you got 50,000 likes, you got 15,000 likes, but I'm only seeing like 50K here, right? Exactly.
if you look at the people that follow them as well too, if you go through the follow, if it look like a bunch of people from India or something like that, that's a really easy way to tell, right? There's a bunch of Indians and stuff like that, a bunch of people with Arabic writing in it. Right. That's an easy way. If you look through their followers, you look through their likes. But that's usually how the easy way to tell is like, because I'm like, I can say low views, but the thing is, some people can have a lot of followers and have low views, right? Or typically because of the fact that like they was big back then and now they're not big now, right?
What are the common issues your students? You have a lot of students under you,
Yeah.
right? So like, what are some issues? Maybe they're shadow banned or things of that nature that you've seen people go through, like difficulties, and then you can get into like difficulties you had on the way up too.
Yeah. So when it comes to getting shadow banned, if you keep dropping content that is getting flagged by the algorithm, it would tell you get an alert that it was flagged. They will shadow ban you because like, okay, you're posting content, we keep flagging it, you keep posting that same type of content, right? So that will get you shadow banned. So it's like you always want to do an appeal process, right? So every time your video get flagged, you never just say, okay, you have to appeal it, right? Which you can directly do it directly in the video. So I always tell everybody to appeal the content, right? But a different way of getting shadow banned. The more typical way I see a lot of people get shadow banned is by posting watermark content, right? So watermark content would be, so when you save a video, say for example, we had a student post a video, and it typically only happens for people that was creating content prior to joining the community or joining a program, right? Because that's the first thing I said, never post watermark content. So when you post a video to TikTok, right?
When you save it from TikTok, it has TikTok's logo on it, right? It will say TikTok, you have your username. If you post that to another platform, so if it's a TikTok video, it has the TikTok watermark on it. And you familiar with the watermark? Or
Yeah. What you're saying right now?
When you post it to Instagram, you will get shadow banned, right? 9 times out of 10, right? There's a few people that I've seen slip through the cracks, but 9 times out of 10, you get shadow banned. How I noticed is because when I first started my Instagram,
I started Instagram because I seen people posting my video from TikTok to Instagram without the watermarks and everything, right? Now, that's a website you can use and an app you can use to take off the watermark, which I'll get into in a second. So they was posting my content, and I didn't know how it was getting taken off the watermark. So I just saved it, and I'm like, yo, my cousin sent me a video. Somebody had like 6 million views on a video of me, and I never got a 6 million view video at the time. So I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, Instagram must be busting. Hold on, let me get over there, right? So I started my Instagram account, and I started posting content on there. And all of my content had watermarks on it, right? So, because I was just saving it from my camera roll, and I'll post it. It would say TikTok. I'm like, I want to shout out my TikTok too. But the issue is, think about it. You're promoting their competitors. Why would they promote you, right? Because they're in competition with each other. TikTok and Instagram are in competition. And you're literally have a TikTok logo fat on your video, the whole entire video. Why would they want to promote you more, right? It pulls people from their platform to TikTok, right? Because it's like they see the logo. Oh, they can find videos like that on there. So I was posting for like 3-4 months,
and I had gained only like 3,000 followers. So I'm like, dang, like there's no way. I'm actually going crazy. Then I watched a video on, once again, YouTube University saying you should post content without watermark. So I'm like, okay. At this point, I started posting it, but my account still wasn't growing. So I'm like, okay, I'm already shadow banned, right? Because I'm only getting like a few hundred views. I'm like, I'm shadow banned. So I'm like, let me just start all over. At this point, I got 3,000 followers.
right? I'm confident I can gain that in way short amount of time. I'm like, I will regret it if I don't at least try. So I started a new account.
From scratch?
From scratch.
Oh, snap.
From scratch, right? It was like a second account that I already had. So I literally just went on that account with no videos posted, and I started posting it there. And literally within the first 30 days, that was December of 2022. And by December 31st of 2022, right? So that was December 1st. But by December 31st, I literally grew 200,000 followers in 30 days. Yes, I had 200,000 followers in the span of 30 days on a new account.
And that was because you went back to posted 3 times a day? Or?
Yeah, I was posting 2 to 3 times per day with no watermark this time. So my account wasn't shadow banned.
Okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So it was the same content I was already posting on the other account, but this time I posted it without a watermark. And my account was not shadow banned, so it blew up instantly and 200,000 followers within 30 days. And that's the account now currently is at 1.7 million followers.
Did you have a similar name as the original account, or you just...
So, yeah, I made the name very similar to it
because it's the Melanin key. Because any platform you're on, you always want to keep the same name so people can find you easily, right? So, yeah, that's what I did. I just had this very simple name because I had the Melanin key. So what I did was I took that name away,
so it will be available in the new account, and I used it on the new account.
Huh.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I'm gonna take that advice because we dropping gems low key by just having a conversation.
Yeah, that watermark stuff is the biggest thing I've seen a lot of students. So I'll have them wipe the whole entire account and delete all the watermark. And if they still posting and they're still not getting any views, then I mean they're already shadow banned, which start a new account. Which can be scary for a lot of people, but it's like if you got 1,000 subscribers, 1,000 followers, 2,000, 3,000. I'm like, bro, I can show you how to get that many followers in a day. Like, don't even worry about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm that confident.
New account coming soon, pretty much.
I'm like, just wipe that. You know what I'm saying?
Because I think I made that mistake, right? I wanted to get that TikTok, that famous TikTok voice with that lady.
Yeah.
And I like spent 40 minutes putting all my approvals nicely on the kitchen countertop. And I wanted that lady to say, here's what 250,000 in business funding looks like, right? And I was like, I wanted that voice, but I wanted it on Instagram too.
Yeah.
that post didn't stay up long, or something happened where Instagram didn't like it, and my business cards, they look like credit cards. So I was like, it's because they thought I was posting the credit card. I couldn't figure it out, but I think now that you're telling me, I think it's because I had TikTok watermark.
Yeah, they don't like that at all. So
On it.
what I do is you want to go to Snaptic. There's a website called Snaptic. So you copy the URL, the link of the video from TikTok, you paste it into Snaptic, and it's gonna download that video without a watermark. So then you can post that, and then that's good to post on your other accounts, right? And then even Facebook too, you can post the videos on Facebook, but you would never get monetized if you're posting watermark content. They would not pay you if you're posting watermark content. It's like, yo, you promote our competitors. Why would we want to pay you? You know. So that's the biggest issue when it comes to anything with students, like, you know, getting shadow banned and stuff like that, is that a lot of people don't know that. I be seeing people do that all the time. I'm like, yo, if you have a couple, delete it. Just delete it, right?
But if you have a bunch, like a decent amount, then I say scrap it and start a whole new account. And actually, the benefit of starting a new account too, you get like
Anytime somebody start a new account on a platform, they want you to get all the growth. They want to have a good first impression. Wow. So you get a lot of organic growth behind your content when you first start. One of my students, his TikTok actually got taken down, but I knew he was gonna be successful at it, because I'm like, I can tell when somebody's gonna be successful with content, because I can tell by their determination and how, like, the type of content they're making, right? Like what they're saying, and if they understand what I'm saying, right?
So it was like within the first month of starting our program,
the new community, and then he tapped in with his last dollar, I believe, right? And then he was like, literally, because we had only opened up 20 spots or 10 spots, and then we didn't have any more spots, but he kept blowing my phone up on Instagram. He just kept blowing me up, like, yo, I need to get in there. I need to get in. I'm like, you know what? You seem really serious. I let him in, and within the first like week or 2 weeks, he grew like 1,000 followers, and from scratch. And I was like, okay, this guy has potential. Not because of the amount of growth he has, because nothing crazy, right? But I'm like, because of how determined he is and how well he followed instructions. I'm like, if you do what I'm telling you, you're gonna have success. That's not no ifs, ands, or buts, right? I'm like, you do what I'm telling you, you implement what I'm telling you, you're gonna grow, right? So that's what I told him. And you know, I said that literally. I'm like, yo, this guy. I told everybody in the community, I'm like, this guy is about to blow up, right? And literally, when his TikTok account went down, I forgot how many followers he had on there, and then he was not even discouraged. He like, man, I'm gonna just go crazy on the gram, right? So he started posting on Instagram, and I'm like, it's so my bro. I literally hopped in a car with him. I'm like, yo, you about to go crazy, man. I already know, because of your determination, your confidence, and you not letting this stop you at all. And he grew 100,000 followers that month on Instagram, right? And now he currently at like 270,000 followers on Instagram.
That is so crazy to think that.
Yeah.
These are real organic numbers. That's what blows my mind.
That's the thing. Cause like, imagine being able to reach out to 200,000 people, right, that follows you
for your product and services. How many leads do you think that is, right? That's a lot of people. That's a lot of leads.
The actions he had to take on his, obviously have enough content to be posted a bare minimum of 2 times a day.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot of content you do. Even your content, you can easily be doing two times per day. Yeah. Because, like, think about it. My business partner, Elijah, right? He just implemented everything we have in the community. In the last, 2 months, he's grown 70,000 followers in 2 months, right? And he used that to get all his leads for his business. He don't run ads no more. He literally shut off ads, go all organic, right? He gets all his traffic from Instagram and just be going dumb.
Yeah, okay. Sounds like I need a fresh start. I have my page that I've had since I started my business. So I want people to be able to like go back, see the history. I've been doing it. I ain't new to this. I've been true to this type thing.
Yeah, none of that really.
But it's like, I need a fresh start. And then I created the page for the business. So it's like, all right, fresh start, not shadow ban. I'm scared to even run ads on that. I'm scared to even like boost posts, and I want to like crash it.
I'm gonna show you. We have like a bunch of students who does exactly that, right? There's another one.
He's in credit industry too, and he leveraged the content for his verified agency.
Credit Plus Solutions.
So, yeah, exactly. Right.
And 45,000 followers.
Exactly. So it's like you can do this. So it's like that's what I'm saying. Like, so they drop content like every day,
Okay.
They drop content every day, so I'm gonna show you the other one as well too.
Yeah, I was telling myself, because I have probably like 80 clips ready to post that I already edited. So I just posted them once a day, but I
So
was like,
clips, what do you mean clips?
they're from the podcast. I need to do more. I was going to ask you about that too. Like, so I chop up the podcast and drop like little.
You need dedicated content to that platform. That's the best way to grow.
Right, okay. Like talking straight to even
Give
yourself
it bring
from.
value. Bring
Yeah.
value to them.
And that's what I've been doing on the lives. Is like, hey, even how my day's going, I might just,
This is only me just tapping the content for about like a month or two. Maybe like 2 months or something like that. And he's going crazy. Leverage that from
30 people that
doing they're both doing 5 figure months.
LP finance
And,
services.
Yeah,
Financial.
just leverage that.
And he just be pointing.
Yeah, right?
So it's like there's a script in it, right? And then if you look at the other guys,
He don't even talk really, right? If you look at his content, look at this. He just do duets. That's all he does, duets. 15K likes. He just mostly 200K likes.
200K likes.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, he got a little bit of something. He just do.
So
like,
this
literally-
isn't like, you
So it's
don't
not
really need a
complicated.
team for this.
Nah.
If you're disciplined enough, you post it once a day like it like
Just make
depends on-
dedicated content to the platform, you're gonna grow. It's that simple, right? And like they're literally in credit. Dale's in credit. Smitty's in credit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like there's content to be posted, right? There's a lot of content. You could do two posts per day for sure.
Yeah, I've been overthinking it, man. I like how my grid looks. Someone had the results, one had the testimonials, and then the lifestyle, and then whatever.
Yeah, you can do all that,
But-
but if you're not getting no growth,
right,
there's
it's
really
all.
no purpose to it, right?
Yeah, it's been pretty much my own worst enemy, holding myself back for real. But nah, I learned a lot from this conversation, and I knew I would, so I appreciate it.
Sure.
Growing organically is possible, man. This is like this valuable podcast right here, man.
Yeah.
What's
it's-
next for you? Too,
It's
man?
so
Like,
easy, man.
What's next? Are you getting more cars and you growing the community? Like, what you most
So-
excited about?
Honestly, just really growing my education company, right? That's really it. Officially started the education company about like January of this year, and just expanding that to the next level. That's my main goal, and just really going into 2025, just acquiring more real estate, hardcore assets, right? That's really my next goal. But the education company, and then also my YouTube channel as well too, right? I really want to do the YouTube, getting really big on the YouTube and stuff like that.
Yeah, you were able to grow that. Like, I was like, how
Yeah,
did you
yeah. The
get
YouTube went
past
crazy.
100K? Like,
Yeah, currently at like 177 or something like that, 175.
that's crazy.
100,000
Are
followers.
you telling the people from the
subscribers.
other platforms to go to this? Or like,
So that was all grown organically.
on the platform. So when I do post videos, I will shout out in my broadcast, shout out my story. I've never done a dedicated post to it, but if you was to look at the numbers, like a majority of it is like literally 99.9% of them is coming directly from YouTube. So it's not from the other platform.
So literally, I grew like last month 80,000 subscribers,
yeah.
right? Just off YouTube
I seen it
alone,
myself. I
right?
was like, I remember watching a video. You were just talking about, man, I got 1 million here, 1 million there. My YouTube's kind of low, so we're on YouTube
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
I
yeah,
watched that. I was like,
exactly.
all right, cool. We see how this goes.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said.
swear, like less than a month, he got the shot right there. I'm like, yo, I've been on YouTube 10 years. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. When I go on mine, settle something, I execute on that, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, okay, I just gotta go crazy.
Lock in, and like even going back to like the 3-year span I gave myself when I was working my 9 to 5, like I was able to hit it. I hit my first 6 figures within that year of starting the business, right? So literally by that 3-year mark, I was already gone up out of there, right? Months before that, I was already gone up out of there. So I was able to literally quit the job, and it was actually crazy because I don't know if you remember what happened to WeatherSec back then, the shooting.
Wow, I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
so I
mean,
was-
something like might have popped up on the news, but like,
Yeah, because I was there when the shooting happened. I was literally there. I witnessed
heard
that.
the-
I
you heard the
witnessed it.
gunshots, dude?
Yeah, I saw it. Right? Yeah.
What
That's what
happened?
made me
Was it a,
leave
an
out.
employee that was pissed off? Or
It was
something?
an employee from the south side or something like that who was trying to rob somebody. And the person went and told the manager, hey, this guy has a gun and he's trying to rob me. So he killed them. And shot like 2 more other people, paralyzed another person, shot another person in the leg.
So he's running for help to the manager.
So
He's got a gun, but it's
So essentially, they had an altercation with a guy like, yo, he had a fake gold watch, man. He like, yo, run that watch, run the chains, right? And I guess they used to take the same bus because anybody from Chicago, they all hop in the same bus, right? Or pick them up from the west side, and those people from the south side, da-da-da. They
Right.
come out here to one to the suburbs, and then they would hop on the same bus afterwards, right? So actually what ended up happening was I was on the social media grind, right? I've been a few months. Then I went to night shift so I can have more time. So I was working from 10 to 6, right? 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. just so I can have the whole day to just record and dedicate to content, right? And so while I was doing that, so it was like literally on a Friday, right? So going into Saturday. So Saturday morning, essentially. So Friday going to Saturday. We had
literally like 15 minutes before we got off. And then the guy, essentially, he had been robbing people for the last 2 days, right? To bring the gun in there. This is why, yo.
so he's working a job, but it's not enough. So he's like just robbing people on the street.
Yeah, I don't know if it's not enough or what it is. There's people, some people just want to rob people. It's right. So, yeah, he told the guy to run the chains. The guy gave him the chains and he walked out. And then what's the manager like, yo, this guy just took me. He got a gun. He got a gun. He's like, no, I don't. No, I don't. Right. So they told like, yo, go get the security. You hear that? Boom. Right. Drop the guy.
And then I heard the gunshot. It was multiple. Right, I heard the gunshot, and I'm like, "Yo, what was that? Like firework? Like what's going on?" Right, and I look over there, cause I was just in that spot. It was just that I moved over there. I moved
From there because I see one of my friends. I wanted to go talk to her real quick. I had literally just moved to that spot about like 10 minutes prior to that happening. And I went over there and I saw that. I see the guy like this can't be real, right?
and then I realized like it was like multiple shots back over and over and over. I was from a distance, but I saw the guy on the ground, the guy on top of him with the gun, and then we took off. At that point I didn't know what had happened at that point, right? All I seen was somebody getting shot. So I was like, I thought it was an army of people just broke into the warehouse and started killing everybody, honestly. So I was like, yo, what? So we started running out the building, and then I ran out. When hid, we was there for like 3 hours or something like that. They couldn't find the guy. They didn't find the guy for like 5 hours. I was there for like 3 hours. Then eventually I'm like, okay, I have to go home. It was actually crazy because that was the day of my dad's wedding. And yeah, I didn't even attend that. So I went home, had one of my coworkers drop me off because my keys, we had to keep our keys. Actually, we had to keep our phone in the lockers, right? So my phone was in my locker and my keys were in my locker as well too. And you couldn't get back in the building because we didn't know where the guy were, right? Or the guy was. So I had to get a ride from one of my coworkers, and I couldn't even call my family until like I got a phone from somebody else and called them because all of these saw us in the news of
Somebody shot at WeatherTech. They're probably
Exactly.
concerned, and they can't get in touch with you.
Exactly.
Paranoid.
Exactly. So
Damn.
I went home, just laid in bed, and I was just like, man, like this is actually crazy. My girl came over like, damn, like what happened? And I was telling her like, man, this is actually crazy.
You witnessed.
And
the
then
whole
I'm like, man, I don't know what happened, right? And then that was on a Friday, and then then that Monday they told us to come back to work. I'm like, yo, what? I'm like, what y'all talking about? Like, y'all don't know that somebody just got shot up in here, right? So I didn't go to work the first few days or whatever case may be, right? But I'm like, I gotta make this money, right? So I went back to work because I thought what they would do is they would like at least let us stay home for at least a few weeks because what we just witnessed, they didn't care about none of that. They told us to get right back to work. And I literally saw people working right on top of where the president had just passed away. No condolences, no nothing. Just like no prayers to him, moment of silence, nothing. I'm like, this is actually crazy. I'm like, I'm blessed that I can be able to just get up out of here now because of the fact that like this is my sign to just dip, right? That was the trigger I needed.
Yeah.
Right. So
Sometimes
then
it
I
takes
just
a
went all
very
in.
loud sound to just,
Right.
So that was the trigger I needed. I'm like, this business, they don't care about us at all. It was disgusting. I'm like, yo, how is he just like everybody work
Right on top of where this person just passed away at. Like there was still bullet holes like through the whole like where they shot at, right? Literally the machines. They didn't care about none
at
of that.
least replace those. Like what?
I
the
literally
hell?
like, okay, at least shut down the building for at least a week, or the people who witnessed that, don't let them come back to work for at least a week or something.
They didn't care about none of that. I'm like, wow, this is actually insane. So eventually I ended up quitting.
How long ago after that did you end up quitting?
Like a couple weeks. Right. I had been like a couple weeks. Maybe like 2 weeks. I quit.
Shit, maybe,
So, yeah,
maybe
I
less
ain't
than
trying
that.
to lose my
Yeah,
life
like
in
2
a-
weeks.
in
I'm
a-
like, that's actually crazy. They shut down night shift, so there was no more night shift. Then I had to switch my shift to morning shift because I didn't want to go back to the second shift. Right, then I went to morning shift. I'm like, this morning shift is just. I'm not trying to wake up at 5 a.m. and all of that. So I ended up quitting. To just go ahead, just lock in with the content.
As soon as I quit, hit my first 10K month. Right after that, I hit my first 30K month, 7th month. Right? Or 2 months after that.
So 2 months after that, you hit 5 figures?
Well, a month after that, I hit 5 figures in a month. And then 2 months after that, I hit 30K months.
The source was from the monetization?
Yeah, so that was from sponsorships and affiliates. All right, those are the main things from sponsorships and affiliates. So I remember I was literally eating cereal. This brand guy called me. I had just secured $6,000 from them for like pre-post, right? And then they was like, they called me. I'm eating some Cheerios. I'm just eating. Like, yo, we want to pay you $12,000, right? I'm like, bro. I'm like, wait.
Wait, how did they even get your number?
Because I had like we got it through the email.
Yeah.
And then for better contact, I like to just have somebody's phone number. So it's an agency I was working with.
Still got his phone number now. And I'm like, oh, yeah, for better communication, because I'm horrible with the emails. Like, all right, bet, let's get your number. So I'll just call him like, yo, I need this, da-da-da. So he called me like, yo, we love the videos you did, the first 3 videos. We
Just paid 6,000. We want to do 6 more. Right? I'm like, 6 more? No, that would be 12,000. I was like, yeah, I know. And it's actually ironic. That they just reached out to me again yesterday, like late last night. Ironically, late last night. Let's see. All right, this is the brand right here. All right,
Good
see
to
you
hear
later.
back from you. We are interested in discussing the collaboration
Yeah.
that extends beyond YouTube content.
Yeah, so I was just putting numbers on what I'm gonna charge them for the video and everything like that. Because this is specifically for YouTube, so
I'm just not getting monetized. So these are lower rates because it's YouTube content. So I'm charging like maybe like that 10K a month per can.
a bundle deal for like maybe like 2 posts a month or something like that. So that's what I'm trying to do. But they literally just reached back out to me, right? It's actually ironic. This brand, I'm like, I know they got the budget. I know they got the budget. So
Hey, man.
yeah, that's what ended up happening. That was the first brand I worked with. I can't say the name, but you
sure.
know. But yeah, they paid me $18,000 for like 9 videos. And I was like,
And these are short form videos.
yeah, and I'm 30-second videos. I remember I sent them a video that was like 45 seconds. They're like, yo, that's too long.
Make it shorter. It's okay.
You're doing so much work.
That's exactly what you're telling me. You're doing too much work. That's what you just told me.
Wow. Are they coming up? They give you a base script and then you customize it? Or?
So it depends on the brand. Sometimes they give you a script. Sometimes they want you to say verbatim what the like what script they give you. I don't really like those because like it's gonna sound robotic. It's not gonna sound natural, right? So
I like to go based upon what I like to say. So I've had some brands tell me to like literally go in a coffee shop, walk out, say these words, right? Literally like down to the setting of where the video is shot. Then I've had brands like do whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Just make the video this length. So
And it was whatever you want. They
like
want
just
you to
promote,
get
yeah,
their
promote,
point
yeah.
across.
Just get the point across. Like here's some references of other creators. Just freestyle.
So you got the blueprint for all of this. I want the people to know how they can learn directly from you. 'Cause I know you got different levels that you promote. Hey, if you want to get into this community, but then they can really work hands-on because you got a few students you just showed me, 45K on the one, 100K on one. So let the people know how they can get in tune with you to get this blueprint because you didn't crack the code, man.
Oh man, you talking about 40K? Hold on, I gotta show you something even better than that one. So this is a student. Real quick, I'm gonna probably let you know. It's another student, right?
Faceless.
Yeah, with 200K, and there's another one.
Oh, man.
You probably seen him with almost a million.
Almost a million.
yeah. So yeah, we get results. We get results. Right? That just kind of show you a few. And he actually got over $1 million with his TikTok combined because he got over $1 million. He combined those two.
And he started less than a year ago or what?
Actually, it's been a year now. Yeah, he went from a college dropout to six-figure earner in a year. Yeah, changed his life.
I was
Like,
hey, let the people know exactly where to go.
So, yes, I do have a community, right? I have a community where I have a free community, right? That's usually how that's the tiers. I have a free community, then I have the social media kit community as well too, right? With my business partner, and we teach people, I have like video modules in there, personalized video modules in there on how to start content and start doing that, and that costs about $27 per month right now. We discounted it to $27 per month, and you can go in there and get access to everything I have in there as well too. You get access to the free community as well too, but that of course I have less content in there, right? But you get access to the
$27 per month community. $27. You can always reach out to me on Instagram at Real Melanin King. Be aware of the fake accounts. There's hundreds of fake accounts of me. Mine is on the 1.7 mil.
And then I have the elites community, right? So the elites community, I don't disclose the price of that. Well, actually, I'll disclose it here. And it costs $1,000 to join there as well too. We got hundreds of different creators inside of there helping them as well too. But it costs a band $9.97 to get inside of that community. And
is that annually?
No, that's a one-time payment.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so they good. Nah, right? It's actually insane, right? It's actually insane. It's actually a great price, right?
Yeah,
Only a band. You get access to it. And then that's where all of those students, that's where they are in, right?
That community, the elite community, the elite program. So that's where you get the most results because they get 4 weekly group coaching calls with me and my business partner, right? So 4 weekly group coaching calls. And they get access to way more, like literally 70 video modules in there. They get access to guides and templates. And a bunch of different things. Literally have A to Z playbook on step by step how to go ahead and start getting down your content right and structure everything correct. Right? And also I have a more one-on-one coaching, and that I don't disclose the price of that one, right? But that I have that as well too.
And then we built a new program, which that one is gonna be like $15K, but that's more like a done for you service, right? So we're building that out with one of my other business partners, right? My COO. And my business partner too. So that would be shortly. That one might be for more like people who are already doing content, right? Because nobody can just afford $15K just like that, right? But yes, $15K program that's gonna be launching in the next few months as well too.
Damn, that's what's up. That's dope, man. Lots of different ways to get in tune, to get the strategy, get the blueprint, how to go viral on all social media platforms and start making 5 figures a month just by having a social brand, man. This is amazing, man. That's crazy. Yo, that's wild. I'm just like at a loss for words, honestly. But nah, I hope y'all enjoyed this podcast, man. This was one of the most valuable conversations that I had. I appreciate you pulling up, showing up, and all of that, man. And hopefully you'll come back for more podcasts too. We'll have your homies on here as well and get their stories. If you're watching this podcast, you want to get involved in the community, you have a specific link that you send people to go to?
Well, I just have people just go to my Instagram.
Okay. A50. Say the word A50 and you're going to get some sort of discount, some sort of whatever. Is that cool with you?
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah,
all right, for sure. If you're trying to you got to get tapped into the community, all right? So you heard it here first. If you want to get into his program, he going to let you know which program that qualifies for, but text the word 850 to the Real Melanin King. Watch out for the fake profiles. It's the one with the 1.7 followers.
1.7 mil.
Man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it. That's it for now. You know where to follow both of us at the end of the day. And if you made it this far, hit the like and subscribe button. That's all for now. King's Podcast. Peace.